Congratulations on your promotion. You're a new leader. I know you might be thinking, okay, where do I start? My name is Jennifer Mitchell Early. I help individuals and teams achieve organizational and personal success, and this is Leadership Matters Training. In your previous role as an individual contributor, your major concern was achieving whatever results the company expected from you. To do this successfully, you reviewed goals, desired outcomes, and performance standards with your manager. All you had to be concerned with was your own job performance. Were you doing quality work, on time, and/or at reasonable cost? No doubt, you took a great deal of pride in your work, held yourself accountable for excellent results, and demonstrated exemplary work habits. As a result, you were rewarded regularly in ways that made your contributions feel validated and valued. Your promotion to a leadership role is a form of recognition reserved for select individuals who have demonstrated the talent and the potential to lead others. This special recognition comes with some new responsibilities, like sharing your expertise and maybe even your favorite projects, setting a good example for others, planning and coordinating activities with other departments, using different criteria to evaluate your own job performance, observing and evaluating the performance of those employees who report to you, and identifying methods for improving the efficiency and effectiveness of various processes. Moving into a new leadership role can be intimidating. Fear of the unknown, fear of the pressure associated with the role, and fear of failure are a few reasons why some people shy away from leadership positions. A leadership role is a position of designated responsibility within an organization that involves people management. Leaders need to inspire, motivate, guide, educate, empower, train, and share purpose with their team, not just manage the assigned tasks and ensure the departmental and organizational goals are met. Transitioning to leadership roles are often quite challenging for newly promoted employees for the following reasons. The fear of being criticized. Most people do not enjoy nor want to be criticized. Facing criticism is part of the territory of leadership. You don't have to let it bother you. In fact, you should be concerned if you never hear criticism, because that means you're probably playing it too safe. The fear of making the wrong decision. Making mistakes is just part of living. As a leader, you need to be able to make hard decisions without getting stuck in the paralysis of analysis, taking too long to choose because of indecision. Fear of rejection. The fear of rejection is a powerful and overwhelming fear. It can have a far-reaching impact on our lives. Most people experience extreme nervousness when placing themselves in situations that could lead to rejection. Fear of taking responsibility. You may find yourself in situations where you'll need to make difficult decisions, and they won't always be popular. If something goes wrong, stakeholders look for the highest level leader to hold accountable. Leaders have to be prepared to hold themselves accountable and to take the blame should things not go well. Fear of failing entirely. Fear of being associated with and blamed for failure is a powerful deterrent that keeps people from taking on opportunities to lead. When you fail as a leader, you get everyone's attention. Failure is something we all fear, but it doesn't have to mean it's fatal to your leadership. Think of failure as simply part of succeeding. Everyone emphasizes the importance of leadership and the rewards that come along with it, but we also need to understand why potential leaders may choose not to step up to lead. Simply stated, leadership is a risky business. It involves personal risks, which is why many shy away from taking leadership roles. But you can overcome all of your fears and mitigate the risks by committing to learning how to be a leader. Anytime you take on a new leadership role, there will be a learning curve. The learning curve has 4 levels. Unconscious incompetence. We are unaware of our own incompetence. We don't know what we don't know. Jill has some leadership challenges, but she doesn't realize it. She's at level 1 when it comes to leading people. Either she hasn't thought about developing strong leadership skills, or she believes herself to be a good leader. Conscious incompetence. At this level, we become aware or conscious that we are not competent. We know we don't know. Jill becomes more self-aware, level 2, and realizes that her leadership ability isn't fully developed. She doesn't have the competencies that she wants and needs to lead her team to success. She knows that she has some issues in this area, but she isn't sure how to fix this problem. Conscious competence. We are aware that we know or can do something, but it hasn't become an integrated skill or habit. Jill decides to read some books and attend leadership training to learn how to be an effective leader. She finds a coach and/or mentor who she communicates with frequently about how she can improve her leadership abilities. She also asks for constructive feedback from her team to assess her leadership development. Jill's leadership skills improve, and she is now consciously competent. Level 3. Unconscious competence. At this level, skills become second nature. You know or can do something, but don't have to concentrate to be able to act on the knowledge or draw on that skill. Once these skills are fully integrated into Jill's behavior, she doesn't have to strive to demonstrate effective leadership competencies. She has reached level 4, unconscious competence. The first step to overcoming the learning curve is to understand what's expected of you. It's important to understand the cultural expectations as it relates to the culture of your organization. To help you better understand your company's culture, ask yourself, how do things really get done around here? The answer may give you insight into who has power in your organization, as well as give you a clear understanding of your most important stakeholders or internal customers and help you build relationships that are mutually beneficial. It's equally as important to meet and exceed your boss's expectations. To do this, you have to recognize your manager's main priorities and make a significant contribution to your department's objectives. Always clarify your manager's expectations regarding behavior, results, and/or performance to ensure that you're on the same page. Likewise, you'll want to identify your key customers, those who benefit from, depend on, and expect a certain level of work from you and/or your team. And of course, as a leader, you'll want to understand and respect what your new employees are expecting from you. Without making any promises, listen to employee concerns so that you can find out what challenges they face and/or how you can help them achieve greater results. Level setting expectations, setting clear role expectations and appropriate goals ensures that everyone is on the same page. Also, going through this exercise will help you to overcome levels 1 and 2 of the learning curve. You will be immediately aware of what you don't know about what's expected of you. Leadership is a process of social influence, which maximizes the efforts of others towards the achievement of a goal. Leadership competencies represent a combined set of knowledge, skills, and abilities, KSA, that constitute effective leadership within an organization. Hollenbeck, McCall, and Silzer, 2006. There isn't one unique set of leadership competencies that works across all industries and organizations. In fact, different leadership positions within a single organization may require different sets of knowledge, skills, and abilities. Therefore, many organizations work with a leadership competency framework, a collection of competencies they have identified as key for success that's relevant for their leaders and their organization. Leadership competencies models, though different across industries and organizations, generally focus on action management, consideration for others, and directing subordinates. Identify managerial and behavioral competencies. Show that leadership competencies are demonstrated at the individual and organizational level. Acknowledge the importance of empowering employees through self-determination. Depict that leadership is multi-level and includes cognitive, interpersonal, business, and strategic skills. Effective leadership models are evidence-based and include a variety of methods to validate the model. Leaders at different levels of the organization face different challenges, but whether you're an individual contributor, a first-time manager, a senior executive, or somewhere in between, the Center for Creative Leadership identified these 4 fundamental leadership skills that leaders need to learn and master. 1. Self-awareness. This means simply understanding your strengths and weaknesses, but gaining self-awareness is anything but simple. Self-awareness is one of the critical leadership skills for ongoing and long-term effectiveness as a leader. You can increase self-awareness by practicing mindfulness, directing your thoughts inward in order to become more aware of your inner state of being, to observe your thoughts and beliefs, and to notice what triggers your emotions as they rise and fall. Seeking honest feedback, and creating a daily habit of self-reflection. 2. Communication. It's one of the most basic, across-the-board leadership skills needed by leaders throughout our careers. Communicating information and ideas is consistently rated among the most important skills for leaders to be successful. Communication is also embedded in a number of other leadership skills and competencies, including leading employees, participative management, and building and mending relationships. Writing clearly, speaking with clarity, and using active listening skills are all part of the equation. As you move up the career ladder, it expands to behaviors such as encouraging discussion, building trust, conveying vision and strategic intent, and pulling people along with you. That's why communication is so important for leaders. 3. Influence. Developing your influencing and leadership skills helps you to communicate your vision or goals, align the efforts of others, and build commitment from people at all levels. Ultimately, influence allows you to get things done and achieve desirable outcomes. Influence can vary greatly at different levels in the organization. Knowing your stakeholders or audience is key. Do you need to influence your boss, your peers, direct reports, customers? Each stakeholder has special concerns and issues, so various groups and individuals will require different approaches for influencing. Early in your career or in individual contributor roles, influence is about working effectively with people over whom you have no authority. It requires being able to present logical and compelling arguments and engaging in give and take. In senior level or executive roles, influential leadership skills are focused more on steering long-range objectives, inspiration, and motivation. 4. Learning agility. To develop as leaders and as people, we need to be active learners. This involves recognizing when new behaviors, leadership skills, or attitudes are needed and accepting responsibility for developing them. Learning agility involves learning from mistakes, asking insightful questions, and being open to feedback. It includes learning a new skill quickly, taking advantage of opportunities to learn, and responding well to new situations. For senior leaders, learning agility is also about inspiring learning in others and creating a culture of learning throughout the organization. Whether you are a born leader, or are uneasy with the role of leader and need to develop leadership skills, you will discover valuable insights through a self-assessment. Examining your skills, traits, competencies, abilities, and experience through self-assessment is the starting point for success. Answer the questions based on the attributes, skills, and qualities you believe you currently have, and not based on what you think you ought to have. Answer honestly and go with your first thought. Don't change an answer once you've circled your initial response. Pause the video so that you can download and complete the Leadership Self-Assessment. It's linked down below in the description. You've taken the Leadership Self-Assessment and have a better idea of what you need to work on, as well as a starting point. Now, you can create a personal leadership development plan. There are several leadership development templates online, but in essence, you want to create a document that will help you think long-term about your leadership development, as well as provide a short-term roadmap with associated action steps to accomplish your goals. You'll want to include the following. A goal statement. Consider the competencies that represent great performance in your current role or the role that you are transitioning into. Think about at least 2 areas in which you'd like to develop. Ask yourself, what can I do better that would make the greatest impact on my work? What development priorities will give me the greatest leverage in improving my individual leadership competencies or my organization's performance? Desired outcomes. What you want to create for yourself and those around you. The results you want to see from developing these skills. Strengths. Strengths that you have that you can build upon. For example, I'm a strong communicator. Now I can work on expanding that to building trust. Development needs are the areas that you have opportunity in and you can address and further develop. For example, I don't communicate well. I need to work on my communication skills. Business context, how your department or organization will benefit from these skills. What learning resources, formal and informal, will help me move my leadership vision forward? What you plan to do to increase your knowledge in this area. For example, read books, academic coursework, find a mentor, or attend training programs. Timeline, the time frame in which your development plan will be accomplished, i.e. within 6 months or a year. Support needed. Who do I know that already possesses the competencies that I want to develop? What do I need to implement in my plan? Action steps. Identify what you need to stop doing, start doing, and keep doing. What new behaviors will you try? Where will you push your comfort zone? Indicators of success. How will I measure progress and evaluate my enhanced skills? Congratulations! You're ready to begin your journey as a new leader. In this video, we talked about the definition of leadership, the risks associated with leadership that make individuals shy away from leadership roles, overcoming the learning curve, the fundamental 4 leadership competencies, completed the What Kind of Leader Am I? Leadership self-assessment to gauge our leadership potential. And finally, we talked about the components to developing a personal leadership development plan. I'm confident in your ability to successfully apply what you've learned today to boost your effectiveness and ensure that you are an unconsciously competent leader. Let me know how you plan to apply the personal leadership development plan by leaving a comment below.